Hey guys, Krista here, aka Bahamianista, and today's video is basically Q&A about NOLA Caribbean Festival, NOLA Caribbean Experience. I went this year, was my first time ever going to New Orleans, and actually seeing like basically New Orleans culture and Caribbean culture meeting in an event basically, which is the NOLA Caribbean Festival. I love New Orleans. I love the food. The people are friendly. The sun is hot. But you guys wanted to know basically what you should know about it and if it's something that you would consider for 2020. Last year, I went from June 20th, which was Thursday night, all the way to Monday, June 24th. This year, NOLA Caribbean Experience is basically 21 events, 9 days over from June 19th all the way to June 28th, 2020. If you think about it like this, it's always the weekend before Essence Festival. So definitely, you know, New Orleans is known for really cool festivals during the summertime. So this is definitely one of them. The actual NOLA Caribbean Festival itself starts Friday, June 26th, and it ends Sunday, June 28th. So you can basically kind of build a bear your own schedule if you want, or you can do the whole thing. It's up to you. It depends on how much PTO you may have or not have. Someone asked, what is the overall cost and would this be considered an affordable flex? Like, I know what you mean when you say an affordable flex, because we all know Carnival is not cheap, not cheap anymore. What I'll do right now is I'll break down to you guys basically what a budget would have looked like for NOLA Caribbean Festival this year and potentially looks like for 2020. I won't include the Caribbean vacation packages yet because I know some people like to go it alone. You want to plan out your whole trip on your own and whatnot. But I will say this, you will probably be saving money and it will be a lot more convenient with the Caribbean vacation package. But anyway, let's just get into this. Here's what I personally spent. Just FYI, the package itself was sponsored and my accommodations was sponsored for 2019. Big up NOLA Caribbean Experience. I am going next year in 2020 and I hope to see you guys there, but we're going to get into the cost to see how we can get you there. I purchased my round trip flight from Fort Lauderdale for $165. Very cheap. It was on Spirit. I packed one bag because I wasn't into packing no carry-ons or it was just literally a personal backpack and that was about it. Had all my clothes, my swimmies, my Jouvert clothes, everything was in it. Anyway, that cost $165 round trip. If you are planning on booking your own Airbnbs, hotels basically go from like $60 a night all the way to like $200 plus a night. It really just depends on you, how fancy you want to get. So I think minimum stay cost ballpark wise would probably be around $240, and that's just if you're traveling one person. So imagine if you actually travel with a group. Events wise, this is just based off of 2019 and what I personally observed from the website. Some of the fets cost from free basically up to like $25, and maybe a little bit more depending on what's included in the party. So if you want to save the most money, get the most bang for your buck, just go to the description box. I'll put the whole NOLA Caribbean link below with the event schedule link, and you guys can check it out and see when they actually start selling. So you're looking about give or take, really depends on how many fets you want to do. I don't know how much it's going to cost per event, but I want to say they're going to stay in that general ballpark area of $0 to $50. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, you can send an email to NOLA Caribbean Experience. Just check out the website, check out their contact info, shoot them a DM on Instagram. Make sure you follow them on Instagram too, because they answer very quickly. The next thing you should probably be concerned about in terms of cost is food. There is food sold at the events, but obviously you guys are going to go out into New Orleans, check out the restaurants like me and my cousin did. I actually was supposed to do a vlog on this. Hopefully I can. But I'm going to try. But we checked out a few different restaurants and they were amazing. Like the food was so good. So what I would say is budget, make a food budget. Like I'm talking about minimum $300, max maybe $500, because the food is just amazing. And what we tended to do was we ate small plates at each restaurant, so there wasn't like time or stomach availability for full course meals in each restaurant. We actually maybe went to 5 or 6 in a span of like 6 hours and had like little tastings from each one, or little appetizers and this, that, and the third. And it was so good. It was such a really, really good time. I had such a good time. My belly had a good time. My belly is still thinking about the oysters. So definitely make a food budget for sure. Getting around transport wise, Lyft and Uber. Lyft I prefer because apparently Ubers don't get background checks, and y'all sex trafficking, I can't. Anyway, so Lyft we used a lot of, and I would say budget around $150 to $200. And it really depends also to where you should stay, and how far it is from the general New Orleans area. I mean, NOLA Caribbean Experience, they do a very good job of keeping all of the events in a central area. So like the festival was very close by to our hotel where we stayed at the Drifter, and it was literally 10 minutes away from like places, food places in New Orleans, all the events from NOLA Caribbean Festival. So it was like a perfect place to stay. We're talking about, this hotel was like located in like your mid-city area, and then it was like literally, it was like 10 minutes drive, quote unquote. You can obviously stay in the French Quarter if there's availability, because y'all know all these festivals happen in New Orleans. That's like a hot time to be there, so, or peak time to be there. So you need to plan very soon. Costume and Jouvert, really, it goes on at the same time. But I'll just talk about the costs. Jouvert packages for kids start at $40 or were about $40 or so for the 2019 Jouvert Parade, Carnival Parade. The Carnival Parade itself, NOLA Caribbean Festival partnered with a carnival band, and the costumes were like $200, $300, give or take, backline. Frontline costumes, you had options. There was a male costume option, so it's really up to you if you want to do Jouvert and Carnival, because they happen simultaneously, so you have a choice. I opted for Jouvert just because I thought with that span of time I would have a little bit more fun doing Jouvert, and I did. But there were definitely people in costume, so it's really and truly up to you. So give or take, that kind of looks like maybe $1,500 minimum for your total budget overall. But if you do opt for the Caribbean vacation package in New Orleans, let me just tell y'all, you're probably going to save a little bit of money, or like I give or take $100, $200, depending on how many people you travel with. This is kind of what you're looking at. So like for 4 people, you probably would spend like $700 a head for all events covered, access to the festival, transportation in between the festival events and your hotel. You're going to get 4 nights at the Moxie Hotel. That kind of includes a goodie bag and stuff like that. I believe Jouvert and costume are separate outside of it, but I don't think the extra add-on price of like a Jouvert package or costume is going to be that significant in terms of pricing. So if you are all for convenience, you can pay $700 a head for 4 people. For 2 persons, you are definitely going to spend like $1,000 a head if you opt into the advanced pricing. For 1 person, you will spend like $1,300 for the all-inclusive vacation package So I think it's a good deal, especially if you are a solo traveler and you know, don't necessarily know the ins and outs of New Orleans and all. If you are a family of 4, maybe, because apparently children are definitely welcome in the festival, Jouvert, Carnival. They also have a payment plan, so you can make your first payment and then you can decide how many installments you need to make or pay, and it's flexible according to you and your schedule. So yeah, that's pretty much how much it would cost with the vacation package. So you just have to figure out what it is you want to do, but you could also get 10% off if you use my discount code Bahamianista. Somebody asked me how were the vibes. So I think vibes are relative. I think vibes depend on who you go to a carnival with. Are they fun? Are they stush? It really just depends. Or if you roll by yourself and you are okay with being in crowds and having fun on your own without being timid and shy and all that jazz, then it really just depends on you. I personally had a really good time, more so on the parade and in the festival than the fets. I also was kind of looking more or less for an experience that, you know, gave me something new versus just being another carnival event. So that's kind of why I was more or less loving the Jouvert aspect in the streets of New Orleans. You know, you get to see the people, they get to see you. Then also the food experience in New Orleans and just seeing the sights, the French Quarter, this, that, and the third. And then also the actual festival itself, getting to see the musicians, the different types of music, the different types of people, the artists, the vendors, all of those different things come together. It just made it a really good experience for me personally. Somebody asked how long is Jouvert. So Jouvert is probably one of the shortest Jouverts I've ever been to, but it is literally like maybe 4 to 5 hours long, and you kind of go around this route that takes you to where the festival is, and you just kind of walk right into the festival with all your Jouvert clothes and everything. So it's fairly short. Drinks are included, food is included at the festival, there's water, there's paint, powder. It was fun. The only things that I felt like I had I guess I was like looking at the Jouvert band was like the music started to go in and out, but that's because people were like literally throwing water on the truck at the sound system. So that was kind of like, oh Lord. Anyway, are we gonna have music? But we did have music for the majority of the parade. It's just that they had to tell people to stop throwing water at the truck. The carnival portion of it is ahead of the Jouvert, so like literally separated by like a truck, basically. So you have your girls in costumes, whoever opted for the costume option, and then you have everybody in Jouvert and their t-shirts, this, that, and the third. So it really just depends on you and what you choose to do for that day. Someone asked, where do they hide the Caribbean people? So, you know, I actually was walking around, and my cousin actually helped me out with this. We were going around talking to people about how they migrated to New Orleans, like how did they end up here, why did they end up here. I talked to somebody from Guyana. She migrated from, I think, Guyana like maybe 30, 40 years ago. I think she was a cancer survivor. Her daughter was a cancer survivor. And her daughter was participating in the costume part of the parade. And she was just there watching and whatnot. And they were talking about how they just basically came to New Orleans, you know, for quote unquote better life, better opportunities, etc., etc. And I also spoke to some people that talk about like the majority of Caribbean people in New Orleans live, I guess, quote unquote, in the bayou or close to the bayou. So there's actually another Caribbean carnival in November called the Bayou Carnival. I'll put the name here because I can't recall it accurately right now, but they are there, they are present, they definitely came out, and it's just very interesting to see and to hear people's stories and why they take part in Carnival. And their actual connection to the Caribbean and where the whole New Orleans culture meets the Caribbean. It's just very, at least it was very interesting to me. Somebody asked if I went alone, was it safe? For the majority of the time, my cousin came with me, so I had someone to kind of explore with and be with and stuff like that. Safety wise, I mean, for two females navigating New Orleans and New Orleans Caribbean Festival, I felt it was pretty safe. Would I have been comfortable doing it solo? I probably would have gone out solo by myself with no issue, just because, you know, it's New Orleans. And even if my cousin didn't make it, like, how am I gonna not go out because I'm there by myself? You know what I'm saying? Safety wise, I feel like if you are concerned about being safe, definitely try to meet up with people there, make new friends, or talk to the organizers, or opt in for the Caribbean vacation package, because that way you'll be kind of quote unquote, I guess, not supervised, but like you'll have maybe like a contact person that, you know, makes sure you check in, make sure you get to fetes, events, etc., that kind of way, so you don't feel alone. And I met a lot of people there on the last day of the festival when my cousin actually she had to leave, and everything was fine. Everybody was friendly. You know, I didn't get any bad vibes or unsafe vibes, so I wouldn't not recommend solo traveling. I just think if you are considering NOLA Caribbean Festival and you are a solo traveler but you don't know where to start, definitely check out the Caribbean Vacation all-inclusive packages. Somebody asked me how was the food. So I had food several places at a number of restaurants. I think the food that stood out the most for me were like the char-broiled oysters. At this particular restaurant that we went to, they were just so amazing. And crawfish bread. And another thing that stood out from the festival was the jerk chicken nachos from this Jamaican vendor. Like, they were just amazing. I wish I could eat that like over and over again. Like, it was just heaven. New Orleans though has like a plethora of food. I feel like the only place that we weren't able to go to was like one of the more famous places for gumbo. And I feel like the lady, she was like this infamous chef cook. And she actually had passed away maybe a week or so before New Orleans Caribbean Festival, so we weren't able to go there. But, and condolences to her family, and, you know, it was just sad because the place was locked up, basically, and they were basically, you know, grieving and whatnot. But I do want to go back and see if it's open, just to, you know, kind of check it out, and because everybody that I spoke to about this place told me to go there. So that's something I definitely want to try. But I think the must that you have to try for NOLA Caribbean Festival is, first of all, go to the festival. They have a variety of different meals and food. Like, I had like a stuffed pineapple. It was spicy, it was sweet, it was so good. The jerk chicken nachos, of course, was everything. Oh, broiled oysters or grilled oysters in New Orleans. Like, you need to definitely, you gotta eat. Somebody asked me, would I do NOLA Caribbean Festival again? Absolutely. I was looking through the events list, and I'm super excited for the self-guided tour. And they're also doing a boat ride. So that's something that's different from what happened or occurred the previous year. So those are just a few things that I'm looking at. Guys, definitely check out the schedule of events, the list of fetes, and just the list of things that are happening. And in the description box, I'll just put the link for the schedule of events so you guys can look at it, check it out. This is a family-friendly event. Like, seriously, like, the whole festival in itself is family-friendly. The performances, there's a different vendors, there's art, there's food, there's things you can buy, clothes. Like, it's just really and truly a festival. And it's just something that's really different. If you want to get away from, you know, carnival, this is something that gives you a bit of a different feel in a different place. You get to learn a little bit about the history of Caribbean traditions and how they kind of mingle with New Orleans traditions as well. So I think that's definitely a plus as well. And then New Orleans people are just friendly, and it's fun. The food is amazing. So yeah, I would definitely do it again. I actually am going to plan on doing it again. But anyways, guys, that is all for the questions and answer for NOLA Caribbean Festival. I hope you guys just go to the description box and check it out. NOLACaribbeanExperience.com. Check it out. Check out the prices. Check out the events. It is an affordable flex. It is one of those flexes that you can finesse last minute as well. It is a family flex, so bring your kids. Check out the review I did, link in the description box, as well as the vlog that I did for NOLA Caribbean Festival. I hopefully will see you guys there, and thank you for watching my videos. Again, more to come if you are interested in Q&A about different carnivals. So far I've done Trinidad, Jamaica, now NOLA Caribbean Festival. Bahamas is coming up, Antigua, Grenada, Notting Hill, Miami, and then I'll be done for 2019. Hopefully I get all of these up before I go to St. Kitts. Look out for that, you guys. Subscribe to the channel so you don't have to come and look on my channel every so often. Subscribe, and they send you like little notifications to your email. So definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and you will get those videos straight to your email. You ain't got to worry about it. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in a carnival near me. Bye.